you?
Doing all right. Had a nice restful night last night and ready for a lot more dodgeball today. I've been taking in a couple of matches in the early round here while you and Elisa were holding down the fort.
Who are you watching?
So the last one I was watching most of the men's match between USA and Australia.
Ooh, I saw a lot of excitement on that court. What was the final score?
I think the final might have been 6-3 US, but it was super close. Yeah, those are two very strong teams, I think. So it was, yeah, that is definitely worth tuning in if you want to check the live stream from court.
I think that's court 4.
I think it was, yeah. So fully worth checking out, I would say. Very exciting. A lot of great play from both teams. A lot of great arms in that game too. I think the American men's team has a lot of big throws on their team, and they do a pretty good job of protecting each other.
Yeah, they have a lot of cannons on that team.
And I'd say the Australian team, also obviously some really solid arms, but a lot of just good agility and defensive play too. So slight difference in styles. But this time the American men came out on top, but yeah, who knows? If there's a rematch in the playoffs, I feel like it could go either way.
So what games are you excited about today?
All of them?
All of them, as you should be.
I mean, obviously, I'm going to be excited every time the Canadian teams play. Especially, I have to say, I have been super impressed with the Canadian women so far. I think they've looked so good in both matches that we've played.
Canada versus Australia last night was by far one of my favorite matches of yesterday. That was an intense back and forth.
And it was so close. Several lead changes. And like we were talking about during the actual match, there was a lot of kind of countering of the styles, and different teams had the initiative at different points in the match, which is great. It felt like a bit of a seesaw. I'm always a big fan of matches like that. So we've got some USA versus Canada on both men's and women's later today, which I think is also going to be
back to back too on court 1, right?
Yep.
USA Canada, and then USA Malaysia. USA is finally going to get to go up against that gold medal team and test themselves before bracket.
Yeah, I think those are going to be, I mean, all of those are possible gold medal matches, right? And on the men's and women's side, these are the favorite countries. So, yeah, I'm really excited to see those. We're going to finish strong on day 2. So.
All right, it looks like we're going to have Hong Kong and New Zealand up next here.
Yeah, I actually have not seen the New Zealand team play yet. Somehow I've just kind of missed most of their matches, so this will be good for me to get a chance to take in their work.
I don't think they got to play on court 1 yesterday, so we'll see how it goes today.
Yeah, in Hong Kong, we did see them on court 1 earlier.
Yeah, I think they played the first match, right? It was Hong Kong versus
Argentina.
It
looks like, yeah. Yeah, and Hong Kong came out
strong.
Yeah, they looked good in that one. I did catch, it wasn't on court 1 yesterday, but I did see Hong Kong against the Canadian men. Hong Kong did fall in that one, but there was a lot of good solid play from them as well. I think I've been very impressed by number 24 Hui on Hong Kong. He's been strong.
Yeah, he's definitely got a lot of attention on him. I think he's a new player to the team, and he's taking over his corner.
Yeah, he's been in the corner a lot from what I've seen. I don't remember him being on the roster last year, so I believe you're right. He's a new addition to the team this year, and I think he's got a great arm, great agility, great decision making too. Like using that arm in smart moments and actually taking out high priority targets is a big deal, and he's been really strong with it. So
awesome. So once again, for those just tuning in, welcome to day 2 of the World Dodgeball Championships round robin. We're looking to get into the Hong Kong versus New Zealand match coming up in a moment.
Yeah, the ref's just setting things up.
Okay, looks like match is about to start.
And here we go.
Okay, once again, feel free to ask us comments on the YouTube chat. We will do our best to answer them as we see them.
So one of the questions in here, not really a question, but it says, shout out to Bill Fisher, beautiful man.
Oh, is that Eric?
It is. I guess you predicted that one, huh?
I kind of saw the icon. Eric's got a great YouTube icon. He's got his headshot on there. He's also a very handsome man.
It's always good to hear the affection between, dodgeball fans here. So we've got the Hong Kong and New Zealand teams. They're ready to go.
Okay, sorry, we're getting some standings in right now. Or some match updates from the beginning of day 2. So Mexico's men's team beat out Team Italy. Oh, actually, we're going to get into the action right now for Hong Kong, New Zealand.
Yeah, so we are underway. New Zealand takes to the center.
That throw didn't connect, but a good shot, taking a lot of space there. Okay, 4 balls again for New Zealand. Let's see what they do with it.
I do understand that number 26 on New Zealand, Farger, he throws the windmill, which is very uncommon in the men's game.
That sounds like a like an expression from some other country. He throws the windmill.
Yeah, that's right. Could be a euphemism for throws the windmill. I don't know, like a
bread making.
Deliberately confusing your opponents or something like that. Throws in the old windmill.
Ooh, number 77 tries to catch it, but just can't get a solid hand on it.
Yeah, that's Captain Jeff Floro, co-captain this year actually, I think, but longtime member of the team, founding member of the WDBF. We see a couple of throws missing.
23 just coming up a little short. Good dodge by number 6 on Hong Kong.
Yeah, very patient and deliberate between the teams. And, oh, there we go. We see a good shot onto number 21. That's Coffee.
So I got to talk to Team Hong Kong on, I think it was Wednesday night. No, not Wednesday night, Tuesday night. And they were saying that to get onto the national team, you have to, 1, have a team in Division 1. And they have multiple divisions there. To get to Division 1, you have to make the All-Star team within Division 1, and then you have to be picked from that All-Star team to make the national team. Yeah. And so their perspectives come up and they start training with the national team early, but there's a lot of levels to get through to get to this court. So this Hong Kong team is a refined team. This is the best of the best of the best.
Yeah, it sounds like a pretty rigorous process. Really trying to draw from players who not only show a lot of athleticism and game sense, but a lot of chemistry with their team too. I think what you would probably get out of a selection process like that is people who are used to playing in like a disciplined team structure and can bring that over into the national team.
Yeah, especially by getting to the Division 1, you know how to win. You know what it takes to move up that division, right? Every time you have to move up, you know, there's new obstacles and new things to learn. So someone in Division 1, you know, they've gone through it all.
Yep.
All right, big counter. A lot of pressure from the Hong Kong team. They're doing a real good job of just taking that space, putting a lot of pressure, and trying to find opportunities and forcing out mistakes from this New Zealand team.
And we just saw a good shot taking out the co-captain Hutton from New Zealand. So he is out, and there.
Big chest shot.
Yeah, that is another great shot.
We've said it before, and we'll say it again. We've got noise-canceling headsets on, and the boom of this ball is going right through it.
I do enjoy that. It's a nice sound. If I could make that my text message sound, I probably would. And Jackie Loon just gets eliminated there on a shot by Farger.
Farger throwing the windmill. Okay, staying safe is that corner for New Zealand. Just out of 14.
Yeah, that is Sander, Liam Hardy Sander.
Take an opportunity that that they force out of you.
Yeah, there we see those charge counters. And yeah, that's corner number 24 for Hong Kong is Hui, who we were saying, Clarence Hui has been an impressive player for the Hong Kong side so far. Maybe not so much with that throw. That one sailed a little bit, but he's got lots of time in this match to impress us with the rest.
It always happens, I feel like, with these foam balls where you'll have that one time where like your finger's just in a little bit of a weird position and it just flies away.
Yeah, only one time.
Only one time. I've only ever done it once. Never a second time. I learned my lesson the first time. Definitely haven't continuously made that mistake. Ooh, big shots, trying to put some pressure back on that corner, and a big catch. That was crazy.
Yeah, he was in desperation mode. Avoided the first shot, which I believe was from Hui, but then when he was recovering from his scramble, looks like Matthew Kong took the shot, and Kong, I think, got caught. He's staying on to see what the result of the refs conference there is. But yeah, I think that's the right call. I think that's it.
Good catch by head ref Nick Factorin there. Nick's one of the top players just in general in the USA, so having him as a ref, you know, players give him a lot of respect. He knows his stuff. He really does.
Yeah, I also got to see him at work during the UDC championships. He seemed like very capable, followed the action really well, and kept control of his matches. So.
And Hong Kong is just pulling this match back.
Yeah, they've got a lot of good accuracy on those throws, which is good.
Sorry, Hong Kong had the lead. New Zealand started pulling it back, and Hong Kong just took back the momentum, staying alive. A lot of pressure once again. New Zealand staying alive. Counter to the counter. Farger throwing the windmill.
Athletic dodge from Hui going over that, though. Now Hong Kong gets to set up on offense again. You'll see them spread out to the sides most likely.
Seeing a lot of shots like down low. We don't see a lot of like shoulder shots or, you know, upper body shots from most teams. Everyone's kind of keeping it low. And I'm wondering if that's generally in like, you know, your home leagues, there's not a lot of like head shots allowed. So players get good at throwing it low.
Maybe. Certainly we often try to teach younger players to aim low. Since obviously the ankles are a good area to hit, most players can't defend it that well, and that way even if you miss, you're not going to give up a catch, certainly, if you end up going low.
Yeah, except the rare leg catch.
Yeah.
Which, I mean, unless you're Vincent Pham, you're not really practicing that.
Yeah, those are uncommon. Those are best taken when they're gifted to you, I guess. And we see Farger doing a good job of defending.
Okay, Farger. We're about 7 minutes into this game. I think New Zealand called the timeout.
Maybe it's just to give him a break. He's been out there, I believe, the whole time. I don't think he's been caught back in. Yeah, we are at 13:23 of the first half, and still no points on the board because, well, mostly I'd say because Farger's done a great job of staying alive.
Yeah. Really impressive moves, staying alive, great throws, keeping it low. He's on target. You know, the Hong Kong team is just keeping themselves safe.
Yep.
Also, does anybody have any questions in the chat while we're in this timeout?
I did see the question about who the heaviest hitters in the men's division are. I think the consensus has generally been the Americans, Malaysians, Canadians, and Australians are the clear strongest, who can all kind of hang with each other. From the little bit I've seen, I think the Americans might be the strongest so far.
Yeah, they had a 92% win rate yesterday. They had 4 losses total.
Yeah,
that's nuts. But, you know, the big 4 from last year, you know, they're going to play today.
Yep. Yeah, we're looking forward to seeing that. That'll have big implications for the round robin standings, I'm sure.
Oh, yeah. Today is really going to be the test for the U.S. team.
Farger letting both balls go. He gets under it, elects to take the shot, and connects.
Okay. Farger not letting them take any easy match. And you know what? I think at the same time there, it's important to call out that he made 4 people work for 1 out.
Yep.
Right, so he's draining the energy of that entire team. That 7 minutes went to 1 point. Right, and that's a lot of energy to expend there. But you know, they've got 9 men on that team.
Oh yeah.
So he's got 3 players that he could sub out with if he really needed that break to come back in.
And I think that's generally what we're seeing. The trend. Ooh,
nice shot. Was that 360 throw?
It looked that way. Floro knocked out early again. I'm sure he would have liked to have a little more court time in this match so far. We're like 7.5 minutes in, and he's barely actually been on the court despite starting both points.
Big shot. You know, protecting them. Takes another shot. Farger.
Oh. That is.
He's double out.
Yeah. That was Hong Kong making sure. I guess they really wanted to make sure Hutton was out of there.
Yeah. I don't know what he said, but they really wanted him gone. think number 24 has my favorite pump fake, where he like stops like right at the top of his throw.
Yeah. Yeah, when your pump fake goes that close to the actual release. Oh, and there's a good shot onto Coffee as well as Farger, who gets a little bit of a break compared to last set.
Yeah, now he's going to tell his team, you do that.
Yeah, it's your turn. So 3 strong. New Zealand comes up.
Okay, shot's just a little short, but each player now has a blocking ball. New Zealand's going to be able to stay alive a lot easier than the unprotected players right now of Hong Kong in the middle. Most likely, we're going to see New Zealand just try to pick off one of those middle players.
Yeah, we will probably tend to see New Zealand only throwing 1 ball once they have 4 or more, because this way all 3 of their remaining players get to stay protected with 1, and Hong Kong, who has the player edge, has to throw one of those balls back to them.
Yeah, and right now Hong Kong's willing to take a one-on-one trade because that will give them a bigger and bigger advantage in terms of the ratio of players left on the court.
Exactly. Hong Kong will be happy if they can force a 1-for-1 trade. New Zealand gonna try not to give that to them. Oh, New Zealand just gonna hit him.
Yeah, I'm just gonna do this. I'm gonna nail you right in the shin.
Yeah, that was Sander with the throw.
Okay, is that 5 balls out for New Zealand? So maybe they're gonna decided to take the earlier throw. Thought he had the position there, but good dodge by the New Zealand player. Okay, Hong Kong now has 4 balls. Let's see what they can do with it. Do they have 3? They have 3. Sorry about that.
That's Lung throwing, but goes a little bit over top. See, a lot of the players are, their tendency for going on defense is to go low behind that ball. And there we see another windmill throw. The New Zealand team, I think the only men's team that I've seen the windmill come out of so far in this tournament.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. It just hovers over the ground, and there's a lot of those times where you're like, it's gonna hit the ground, I don't have to worry about it, and then it tags your toes, and looks like a shot out.
Yeah, it was Norris, I believe, hit out.
Good work by that Hong Kong player. Okay, looking for the counter.
Oh, and I think
and counter to the counter.
Yep.
This is a 2v1 situation.
So Loon got blindsided there, but his teammate did protect him and avenge the hit by Deadman Gahui. Now
nice staying alive.
1-on-2. And let's see.
You step out of bounds?
It sounds that way, because the point is over. Always an anticlimactic end, unfortunately, so Sander may have just found the back line there. Couldn't quite see it from this angle, but that's the only thing I can think of there.
That's always the worst when that happens. Okay, 8 minutes and 50 seconds left in this first half. We're in our second match, Hong Kong versus New Zealand in day 2, the World Dodgeball Championships 2018 live from about to say Las Vegas, but it's Los Angeles.
Different loss, and it sounds, I guess, a little different even on the loss part, huh?
Okay.
One of the questions from the stream chat, just are there any more Canadian women's teams games tonight? There is the USA and Canadian women at 7:30 Pacific time, so.
Oh, yeah. What was the question?
Any more Canadian women's games tonight?
Oh, yeah. So 5:30 Canadian women are going to play. Actually, Canadian women right now are on court 5. They're also going to be playing on court 2 next.
Yeah, so check out the schedule. The USA Dodgeball Facebook group is the place that I keep going to find it, just so you can see if it's on one of the other streams that isn't the one that we're working from.
Oh, and a big catch.
Yeah, Loon goes low, and that caused that ball to actually pop up right into the waiting arms of one of his teammates.
Yeah, that player was heads up while he was chest down.
Yeah. Well done.
Yeah, I apologize. Like terrible.
No, everybody loves them. Everybody. I think they're conferring about whether that is a catch. From my angle, it looked pretty clearly like it was. But
yeah, I believe it was. I think the player just had a question on it.
Yeah, maybe the ref saw something different. We'll see.
I think they're confirming there. I mean, he made his back a trampoline. Like, you got to give that to him.
That is definitely one advantage of going low, too, is sometimes you get those pop-ups that your teammate can bail you out. Oh.
Big shot in the corner. Hong Kong pulling away with this game. Once again, though, once you have a ball for each player, it's pretty easy to stay alive, start getting back into this game and grind it out by just staying safe because each of your players, and there we go, exactly.
Norris looking about, and he misses his shot. He's patient, trying to find the right moment there.
Okay. Hong Kong probably going to look to take a solo shot here. Countered by New Zealand, doesn't connect.
Oh, but I think
New Zealand gets him.
Yeah, he hit Loon, and I think he survived.
Okay, this was a 6-on-2, and now it's a 4-on-2. These New Zealand players doing a good job of staying safe.
Yeah, they've shown some ability to come back from these difficult spots. And here again, 4 balls in hand for New Zealand. Let's see if Hong Kong does those charging counters.
Wong charging up. Let's see if he's going to take the shot, and he does. Doesn't connect, though.
Yeah, both Hong Kong corners firing, and both missing this time. Now only 1 ball available for Hong Kong in the hands of Hui. And everything missing there.
Still 4 players to 2. We're down to about 6 minutes left. If this clock goes down to 0, we go to overtime, where blocking becomes an out. You're no longer safe.
I hope for the cardio of these players involved that this specific set doesn't go the full remaining 6 minutes, but
yeah,
you never know.
That would be a lot. I mean, I think this match has been going on since like the 13-minute mark, so this is already like a 5-minute game.
Yeah, both teams have been deliberate, calculated.
Yeah, they're all playing very safe. They're not giving up anything for free. Hong Kong's doing a good job of putting that pressure on every time New Zealand takes that throw because they know they can take a trade here. And a nice shot, getting the corner out on Hong Kong.
Yeah, that's Hui has been hit out. That's a good low dodge in the corner. And now Norris and Coffey will confer. And throwing toward Floro, missing Floro going outside and across, missing Morris still alive after surviving both shots coming his way.
Yeah, that was very impressive. And now they have 5 balls. So look for them to make a double team here. Or a double solo throw. We'll see.
Well,
and hits the mark. Bringing it down to a 2-on-2. This started off as a 6-on-2. And they brought it back. They've eked their way back into this match.
Norris and Coffey playing this really smart and connecting on those throws.
There's a reason they're on this stage.
I'd say so. I don't know what the process for the New Zealand tryouts are. We should try and find out from them a little bit later on.
Yeah, let's see if we can get a player interview with one of them. Ooh, did he get him? Okay, blocking ball on it.
Yeah, Kong blocking that cleanly, I believe.
Yeah, once again, integrity is such a big part of this sport. Players take the routes. They're not going to slow down the game, making the refs make all the calls. There's 6 balls on the court, right? Like, so many refs, and it's very hard to see everything. So players are very good about taking their routes. And nice catch by that Shagger.
Yeah. Hey, you get to practice your catching sometimes when you're the ball retriever. So throw toward Morris, missing. Yeah, I think all of us who've taken our shifts reffing, it's definitely challenging, especially when you're new, trying to follow the action in a way that actually. Oh,
New Zealand, taking the lead in this game now.
I think Yam there did block it, but he got knocked out of bounds at the sideline, and now Kong's going to have to salvage this point for Hong Kong after Morris and Coffey have beautifully given themselves an edge.
Coming at him wide. Count reset. So anytime a ball is thrown, the count resets. Doesn't matter if you only have 1 ball left and the other team has 5. If a ball is thrown, count resets. Which is exactly what they did there, and they capitalized on that. They knew they had more balls. They could change their plans up, take a better shot.
Yeah,
and they get him. What
Great
a match by
effort.
New Zealand.
Yeah, they really showed a lot of patience and took a lot of smart opportunities when they presented themselves and stayed safe otherwise, and earned themselves their first point of the match. Awesome effort from Morris and Coffey.
That was an amazing game by them. That shows like just having that mental fortitude and staying with it, staying safe, gets you a lot.
Yeah, focus very important at this level. And now they're going to get a chance to start it all over again. And neither team taking the throw off the rush.
On New Zealand to throw now. They did get the point in the last game, so they have to take the first shot. Staying safe, doesn't connect. A lot of pressure once again by Hong Kong.
Good block. Now the throw from Carter, I believe, goes high.
Big
oh,
catch
nice
by
grab.
New Zealand.
So Loon throwing but caught out. Which doesn't ever feel nice, but full marks.
How much time do we have left in this? We have 2 minutes and 30 seconds left in this first half. Each half is 20 minutes, and when we reach the 0 minute on the timer, we go to overtime of no block. Also, once again, we're in day 2 of the World Dodgeball Championships 2018. You're watching Hong Kong versus New Zealand. Scores 2-1.
Yeah, we see some back and forth there, but so far nothing finding its target.
Yeah, players are doing a good job of taking their shots, but making sure they're making that secondary move and staying safe.
Oh, that's a great windmill throw from, I believe that was Farger, hitting Flora under his blocking ball.
If it's a person throwing the windmill, it's probably Farger.
Yeah. And yeah, now New Zealand with the 5-on-3 player advantage. See a throw missing there. Now Hong Kong is going to need to get some edge back for themselves. And that throw going into the middle, but Chris Lung kind of shaking his wrist as if he knows that's not quite how I meant to let that one go.
I love seeing that when someone makes a bad throw and they immediately, like, they'll hold their wrist or they'll touch their shoulder and they're like, oh no, it's, I'm not feeling that great. It's definitely not that you just missed.
Yeah. Yeah, for me it's often a frowny face to just say like, yep, that was bad. That was on my bad throw.
Once again, you can ask us questions in the YouTube chat. We are streaming all 5 courts today, so you can find it. We are also streaming on Twitch. So follow us there. We now have a team page or a network page on Twitch as well, so follow all the dodgeball action, all the representative teams and associations that make up the World Dodgeball Federation.
Yeah, and now it's just one left for Lung. He doesn't even get a chance to breathe as New Zealand just suffocates the play and takes him out and ties up this match.
Good job bringing it to 2-2. And there's 26 seconds left on the clock, and we're going to Game 5.
Yeah, so Game 5 going to start almost certainly going to go to sudden death after the 26 seconds have elapsed. And we'll get to finish the first half on a tiebreaker.
Or a 26-second game.
I mean, I don't think I've seen any points happen that fast so far in this tournament. It is uncommon.
Yeah, absolutely. I think the closest we've seen was that quadruple out off one ball.
I didn't see that. That's awesome.
That was nuts. I've seen triple outs. I don't think I've ever seen a quadruple out.
Well, there's a good hit.
He looks a little bit confused by that.
Yeah. Yeah, but that is Sander knocked out off the rush. And as time is winding down, see a good low dodge. Oh, it's a pop-up and an easy team catch.
And they try to make that 60-foot throw to hit the player with his head up in the sky, trying to make that catch.
Yeah, you'll often see teams, as in the last few seconds before sudden death, you'll see teams try to take chances and give themselves better odds in the no blocking stage, but they still have to be good chances. I mean, if you throw and you give up a catch because you're throwing from the back line at somebody who's ready for it, that can backfire pretty hard.
Yeah, and they're taking those shots because at the start of overtime, both teams will start with 3 balls. So there's no worry about ball. Oh, big! That was like a 50-foot shot.
Yeah, Loon hitting the mark.
He is not happy about that.
Yeah. He feels like he could have caught that one, but it doesn't always work out that way, of course.
This feels And another one.
Yeah, that's Farger knocked out now.
Their kill distance is crazy.
Yeah, and I mean, if you're hitting those shots from 40 or so feet away, might as well. There, I think. Oh, that sound was the ball hitting the ball retriever. Oh, good jump by Hui there.
Ooh. Oh, tries to catch it but doesn't.
Yeah, but I think looking for the catch when you're down that many is a pretty good idea. You see one you can get your hands onto. It's often worth going for it in this situation. 1-on-6. Loon. Oh.
Big foot shot. Takes his foot out from under him. Almost makes him trip there. That was a crazy shot on him.
Yeah, very aggressive from Loon, charging the line and just not willing to let this sudden death point drag on too long. And reestablishing the Hong Kong lead, 3-2. So
we're now at the half. Once again, if you have questions, ask us in the YouTube chat, and we'll gladly answer them. Anything over there, Terry?
I just want to say it's good to see another good close match here. I always appreciate the matches where you have no idea who's going to win by halftime. I mean, this has been so close that it could easily and comfortably go either way. So.
Oh, absolutely. This is a close match. Both teams showing a lot of strengths. New Zealand's endgame is crazy good.
Yeah, they've been able to show that even if they're down to their last couple players, it is not over until the last player gets eliminated.
Yeah.
It's good. I mean, you're not going to see a lot of quit from most of the athletes here, but the actual ability to execute under those situations can be pretty challenging sometimes. So
yeah, looks like Hong Kong is doing a great job of getting ahead very quickly, and that's been winning games. They're winning the early game and kind of getting their outs from there. Whereas New Zealand's really strong in that end game and picking things out and very consistent. Seems to be the way these games are going.
I think you're right. Hong Kong's showing a lot more success in the early point of each point in order to just kind of get themselves that player edge. And then it's almost contrasted by the fact that New Zealand seems very comfortable playing, and they're at that player disadvantage, just taking their opportunities as they find them to even things up. So it's a question of which team has surprised you the most so far?
Ooh, I really enjoyed watching the Australian women's team.
Yeah.
They literally surprised me by one of the women on that team made an incredible face catch, where it was like she put her elbow like into her it was weird and amazing, and it closed out the game for a victory, and it was beautiful.
Yeah, some of those plays are often interesting because they look so absurd when they happen sometimes, and there's some degree of luck involved, but there's also just sometimes when that ball actually hits you and you just need to squeeze like your arm against your body or something like that just to make sure it kind of sticks there. That's a talent that a lot of players have that, maybe half of it is luck, but half of it is definitely skill at just actually squeezing those balls when they land on you. So
absolutely. Also, another big surprise, Italy, after having like a 17% win rate yesterday, came back in today. Mexico, who was in 5th place in the standings, and had a super close match with them. They really put Mexico on the back foot, and that was super impressive to see what Italy could do between yesterday and today and what they've changed up. They look absolutely solid.
Yeah, I think Italy's shown a lot of growth in their time on the WDBF World stage. We are happy that they have joined us all the way from Europe. I love seeing them play. They're very passionate players. But we are back into the second half between Hong Kong and New Zealand. Hong Kong with the 3-2 edge.
Let's see what they can do here. Farger. It's so weird seeing a pump fake underhand like that.
Yeah, I have the pleasure/misfortune of playing against players who do that often enough that I'd like to say you get used to it, but I'm not sure how true that actually is.
And it's definitely going to go in his favor. When you haven't played against a certain type of throw, it definitely catches you off guard. You're not used to it. You don't know the proper way to move against it. You don't know how to read it as well. So that's definitely an advantage for him.
I'd say so. And there we see Dedman Gawihi with that windmill throw.
Another ball going right into the commentator booth. And
that
nice
ball,
shag.
That it deflected to the right player, but
yeah, that was intentional. You're so good at this game that you deflected it perfectly like that.
And we see Loon trying to protect his team after he dodges the pressure toward him.
And I just kind of like looked up and like resaw the field, and New Zealand is up 6 players to 2.
That's right. This time they've got that early advantage, and it's going to be a little bit tougher for Hong Kong to claw it back. Ooh. It's a cross court toward Dedman Kahiwi.
He looked like he had a late reaction there too, so that was a good call by the Hong Kong player. Just to
It's another confident cross court from Loon. That is definitely something that if you feel like your opponents are not respecting the possibility of a throw coming from you, often on the blind side. Oh, and Loon.
Ooh, tries to go for the catch there. Number 69 of New Zealand.
Yeah, and Loon hit out as well.
Ref's talking.
Yeah, because I think Loon may be asking whether that ball bounced before it got to him. But we'll see what the call is.
So how are you enjoying the event so far?
I'd say pretty well. I feel like USA Dodgeball and all the supporting staff have done a great job of getting together an event. It's been a lot of fun. I am seeing New Zealand now. Ooh, they're looking to just close this out. Lung alone.
Staying safe. That move is scary to me. That like leg split, like guitar solo-esque leg move by Farger that he just pulled off. 5 balls now. That's important. If you're the last person in with 5 balls, you only have to pay attention to 1 ball. Your focus is pretty, you're pretty easily focused on just that 1 player, and that's all you need to see.
Lung still staying alive. Missing high. And there we see the try from Hutton.
Okay. Can't connect. All New Zealand needs right now is a one-on-one trade. So they're looking to just find an aggressive situation that they can come out on top of. And okay, it looks like 4-on-1 now. Hong Kong itching their way back into this.
And you can see what New Zealand's trying to do is when they read that the throw from Lung is coming, they take 1 counter throw as well, because they might as well. While they have the player edge, certainly an attacking player is at their most vulnerable as they release their ball.
And they threw 3 on him.
Counter toward Morris, nimbly dodged.
Norris was just in this situation earlier, so he knows the pressure that number 18 for Hong Kong, that's Lung, is going to be facing right now.
Now the New Zealanders regrouping. Farger, I think, making the call.
We've got 15 minutes left in this half. Once again, once time hits 0, we go into overtime. And that's no block.
Oh, that was a good shot from Farger that just Lung managed to get under it. Now number 18 taking a deep breath while he faces 4 balls. And
there's the hit.
Yeah, that trailing shot, I think, was the one that finally connected. And New Zealand evens things back up.
That tail. Okay. Let's see. New Zealand there said, nope, we know how this goes.
Yeah. We know how to close it out.
We've seen this situation. We're not going to, fall for the same tricks we pull.
And now 3-3. Here we go. 15 minutes and 20 seconds remaining.
Big catch by New Zealand to start off.
Yeah. Coffee making the early play there to set his team up for success.
Okay, just missing. Hong Kong with 4 balls. Let's see what they can do with it on this play.
I hear so much cheering from another court. Always makes you curious what's going on.
Ooh.
Coffee there hit out. And a good tandem throw from the Hong Kong side.
A little bit off screen. I thought it was a deflection into number 26 on New Zealand, but apparently not. Ooh, nice toe shot. Into, I believe that's Go Atto for Hong Kong. I was right. Number 60, Go Atto.
Feels good to be correct. Oh, That's a big shot onto Farger. I think he absorbed that with the side of his face. He was scrambling away from the shot, so it's hard to. Ooh. All right, that ball didn't bounce too far away.
These balls are, made of foam, but they can still get a good shot on you. You get hit in the face. It takes a moment to be like, "Excuse me."
Yeah. Morris there looking for kind of the shadow catch, but I think it went up and off his shoulder. Yeah, it's true. These balls, they generally won't injure somebody if they get hit by them, but it's not like it feels nice.
No. It's definitely not how I'd want to wake up in the morning.
I've absorbed my share of hard shots from hard throwers. Oh, there's a counter. Oh, and back and forth, and I think that was Yam getting knocked out on the exchange.
Captain Loon going out there as well for Hong Kong.
And so now we see Hui and Kong, who've been steady performers for this team.
And 2 players left for New Zealand and Hong Kong. It's 2-on-2. Let's see, not as much ability to put pressure now, but Hong Kong's still going at it. Oh, and they get him. Good amount of pressure, forcing the mistake, opening him up and getting that shot off. Good work by Hong Kong there.
Yeah, Hutton caught up in no man's land with no ball.
Good work by Kong. And they get him.
Yeah, Dedman Gahiwi knocked out, acknowledging it with a raised hand, and Hong Kong once again reestablishes a narrow lead.
Yeah, they're back up, taking that momentum back from New Zealand.
Yeah, this has been a good back and forth match. We've got 12:45 remaining in the second half, which means there is a lot of time for New Zealand to tie this back up.
12 minutes, 45 seconds. Let's see, behind us we have what matches are those? That's Argentina and Malaysia for the men's on the left. And we've got Italy and Malaysia going on the court to the right behind us. So all courts are being streamed today. You can find courts 1 through 5. So check out our schedule and see if your home country's playing right now.
And we did see on the far side, Chow hit out with a throw. It's a good high.
Getting low there. Good job by Nagami. Timeout called by the refs. Oh, wrong ball in the wrong court.
Yeah, it's kind of important to make sure that you have exactly 6 balls in play. I think now the refs just trying to sort everything out. Sometimes the question is, do the right teams have the right amount of balls? And now that it sounds like they have everything figured, we are back at it.
Okay, let's see.
Now New Zealand on the attack. That windmill from Farger.
Nice dodge, getting low. 4 left for New Zealand, 5 left for New Zealand, 4 left for Hong Kong. Let's see if they take a shot on the middle. Nope. A lot of pressure coming back for Hong Kong. Can they make something of it? Nope. Staying safe for New Zealand. Good work staying alive there.
Yeah, but we do see that aggressive move forward from Hong Kong right after the throws from New Zealand. Hong Kong charging forward and trying to catch the New Zealanders while they're off balance, backing up. Much harder to plant and make a catch when you're trying to backpedal to the relative safety of the back line.
Same time, though, sometimes negating some of that momentum's nice. While moving backwards, it's like, if you're moving backwards 10 miles an hour, it's like that ball's moving 10 miles an hour slower.
That's true. Just think if you could backpedal 20 miles an hour.
Oh, I can. Usain Bolt, watch out for me going backwards.
I would love to see that.
I'll show you after this.
All right, perfect.
Yeah. I'll do it on stream, too.
We'll make sure to get that on camera. Get a radar gun ready. And we did see, now Hui hit out. And so we see just 2 members of Hong Kong remaining. Loon throwing, missing
10
high.
minutes left. Sorry, 10 minutes, 45 seconds. And they get him.
Yeah,
They get the corner for Hong Kong.
Yeah, Loon wasn't able to block that cleanly, and so now I believe it's just Lawrence Wong remaining. Ooh, grabbed easily there by Farger.
Good work by New Zealand, tying this series up.
Yeah, so really good work from both teams here. Really close match. I would say really entertaining.
This, I love a close match. I'm so glad we get to cast this one.
Yeah.
I do miss the Australian and Mexico crowds, though.
Yeah, we've got some lively fans from various teams here today. I'd say the Australian fans probably the loudest.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the American fans, they've been loud at times too.
I think this is a timeout right now by both teams just to regroup and try to figure out what to do. You're tied up right now. You want that match point.
Yeah, maybe trying to find an adjustment that'll let them pull away by a couple of points and give themselves a bit of breathing room in this match. Because right now, the biggest lead we've seen has been 2. Hong Kong started out 2-0, but ever since then it's been within 1 point.
Once again, we are streaming all the courts on both YouTube and Twitch. We're taking questions in the YouTube chat for this court, and if we could keep Wi-Fi, we'd be able to see them.
Yeah.
But
Wi-Fi at our table has been a little bit dodgy here and there.
Dodgy.
You like. It's a good choice of words for this competition, I feel like. All right, Jeremy Yam hit out off the rush. Tried to block, but could not do so cleanly. But Hong Kong with the ball advantage is going to try and make it count.
Staying alive. New Zealand's taking that, keeping that 6-man advantage. Big throw from the middle. Counter. Ooh, big shot on the corner of New Zealand. Bringing it down to 5-5.
Yeah, exactly. And that was Dedmon Gahui, who's knocked out. He's been a good, accurate thrower for a lot of this match. Oh.
Ooh. And 2 players out for New Zealand.
Yeah, Loon with a big cross-court attack from the back corner. No fear taking in another cross-court.
These players are so good at, and a heads-up catch. Great work by Wee.
We trailed that ball and found the catch. Great work. Great awareness on his part to bail out his teammates. And now Hong Kong, a big player advantage. You see that shot from Loon.
New Zealand got the first out on Hong Kong, and since then, they've they've lost 4 players.
We see Hardy Sander there taking a shot, but bouncing it. Now it is up to him and Hutton to try and bring this one back for New Zealand and maybe take their first lead of the match. Yeah, but Hardy Sander avoiding that one.
Yeah, his teammate, who was it before? Norris came back from the, oh no, Farger, right? Farger came back from a 4-on-1, right?
That was the, I believe that was the 1-on-4 that he managed to convert. Now Hong Kong gonna try and make sure that doesn't happen. Hui bounces a shot. I think gesturing that one of those balls went all the way to the wrong court. We'll pause the match while we get that back.
Great catch by the Shagger.
Yeah, good ups there. You see Hutton and Hardy Sander coming up. Just one throw, Loon coming
up. Good pressure by Hong Kong, good counter, and another counter. The counter to the counter to the counter, and that ball curved so much that he just barely got away from him. Oh. Nice dodge.
Yeah, Loon trapped on the ground, but manages to push himself up high enough to get over that ball.
Ooh, great shot. 60-foot toe shot. What a, and that gets him.
Yeah. Hutton playing well, but obviously that's tough odds to keep making shots like that long distance mark on Chow. So
players starting to look for that.
Yeah, and once again, when you are alone against multiple opponents, you will have to take some chances. Odds are if you play it entirely safe, eventually something's going to tag you. But so I like the aggression from Hutton there. But this time it did not go his way. So we have a Hong Kong lead, 5-4, 7.5 minutes to go in the match.
Okay, neither team taking that early shot. Once again, both teams will go for those balls on their right side, respectively, and the ball has to go behind that first blue line before they can throw it, which is why they're not just picking it up and tossing it right away.
And you will see some teams, their runners will slide to get that ball in hand as quickly as possible and send it back to a teammate. This is the only context in which you're allowed to cross that center line is off the opening rush.
Also, when you're trying to determine which team has to throw, because there's only 6 balls on the court, so the team with, only 6 balls. Only 6 balls to keep track of. So if both teams have the same number of balls, the team with more players is the one that has to throw. If both teams have the same number of players, the team that just threw does not have to throw again.
So it is an element of strategy, managing how many balls your team has control of. Loon electing to take the shot.
Big catch. Pins that with the ball that he had in hand.
Oh.
And a great shot. Another 60-foot shot coming from the New Zealand team and connecting.
And Wong doesn't feel good about that one, but he was being screened a little bit by his teammate who's walking off. That's an alert play by New Zealand to throw toward the screened player. Once your sight lines are obscured from those incoming balls, it's hard to actually make a good read on whether to dodge or catch them.
Oh, yeah. Especially with how much they curve.
Yeah. Almost everybody in this tournament can throw a good curve ball of some sort. Some of them have multiples, so.
Okay, Hong Kong takes a player out, bringing the numbers back a little bit more to equal, bringing some balance. Okay, staying safe. Oh no, just like tags him.
That Chow tried to go low, but wasn't able to cleanly block.
New Zealand coming off this last loss looking good. 5 players on the court, but can Hong Kong swing it around again?
Yeah, if New Zealand can convert this, we'll have a tied match again. So I'm sure they want to keep themselves in a position to win as we get toward the end of the match here. Oh, long distance throw.
Nice block.
Yep. Hardy Sanders showed he was ready for that one. And refs.
Refs call timeout.
No, I think that may have just been a water bottle on the court.
Who's throwing water bottles?
Who did that?
Who did that? Shagger wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, almost missed that, but.
Ooh, comes up a little short, but that was a great throw. Staying safe again.
Yeah, we'll see a lot of these. There are a couple of stray balls from the far court there. Yeah, you will see a lot of this where the players who are capable of throwing no looks convincingly and on target, it can be dangerous if you can actually catch those corners or the players on the opposite side of the court off guard. It's a lot harder to block those if you're not facing straight toward the shot. Oh, that's an aggressive play.
It's also very interesting to see a lefty play the right corner. Number 69 of New Zealand is a lefty. Typically, I see a lot of teams put their lefties on the left corner, their righties on the right corner. Allows them to have that throw come from outside the court in, where you don't get that otherwise.
I think the trade-off, some players don't like to, like if you're a righty playing the right corner, for example, it means you will have to turn your back somewhat to the play when you're winding up to throw or when you're faking. And I know I personally prefer playing in the left corner as a right-handed player so that I can most easily keep my vision toward the whole side of the court. But you're right, if you can have the actual throwing arm coming from more the outside, sometimes that works out really well. Yeah,
especially because if you follow through, your chest is now toward, that inside of the court again.
It's true. Different flavors of playing, for sure.
Absolutely.
There's no single right way to do this.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. I'm not saying it's a wrong thing by any means. Just a very interesting takeaway.
If you wrote a dodgeball Bible, this wouldn't be one of the things that I think you'd have a certain commandment about, I'm pretty sure. So.
Yeah, it'd be more of, here's one story.
Yeah. stone tablet will be like, do whatever seems right.
Yeah. Do that thing that you think is the right thing to do.
So Jeremy Yam and Clarence Wee are going to try and bring this back again, but we've
3 minutes left.
We've got a timeout called. Yeah, New Zealand obviously in a position to try and close this point, which will bring them back to a tie in the match.
So, do we know what happens if there's a tie?
In the round robin?
Yes.
I believe you are allowed to tie in the round robin.
Okay. See if we can find Alex, get a clarification on that.
Yeah, the rules boss from Ottawa, Ontario, Canada.
The rules boss.
Sometimes I'll message him with my personal complaints about the rules. Just like, I don't like this one. It keeps getting me out. Maybe we can rewrite the rule book a little.
And he responds, why are you sending me this at 3 a.m.?
Yeah.
Please stop.
Yeah. He's like, I forgot to put my phone on Do Not Disturb. You keep waking me up. So then I call him to talk about it. No. Yeah.
It's a good time for dodgeball chat.
And back to the match. New Zealand going cross court again, but Hui blocking it.
Looking for that pop-up. He was trying to get the catch from that.
Now, since that ball rebounded all the way back to the New Zealand side, we're going to see them on the offensive again.
New Zealand can't connect. Pressure from Hong Kong. Both sides staying safe.
And we saw Dedmon Kahiwi there trying to throw the counter, but that one misses. And Morris dodging out of the way of that throw from Hui.
New Zealand's looking to close this out before the half. Try to get themselves in a winning position.
Ooh. See
Going
some
high.
cross courts from both Hong Kong counters.
I think they were aiming for us that time.
We're ready. It's okay. New Zealand back to the line. That one's blocked away by Hui.
Staying safe.
We have just under 2 minutes. Hui with a shot that bounces before it finds anyone. And what'll be interesting too, I mean, hopefully these players are finding themselves handling these long sets well, because they still have up to 2.5 days of matches to play.
Yeah, oh yeah. And they still have the rest of today. We're only in match 2 of today.
Yeah, that's right. So there we saw Hui eliminating Chris Wynn. And New Zealand down to 4. Oh,
and they connect.
Yeah, that second throw again. We see that first throw sometimes forcing the player to move, and the second throw following them.
Good work there by New Zealand. Minute and 10 seconds left. Remember, any time left on the clock will force another game to be played in the set. We will always play every game out. So as long as there's time remaining, we will start another game.
Yeah, with just 1 minute remaining. If Hui holds on, he forces at least a tie. But New Zealand, I'm sure, wants to put themselves in a position to win, and they do.
They take it.
Yeah,
New Zealand ties it up.
That was a great shot by Dedmon Kahiwi, right in the ankle under the blocking ball. On the floor, they will put that ball retriever penny on them, because you are only allowed to have up to 3 players, or 3 staff members, I don't know what you'd call that, team members of some sort, who are able to retrieve the balls that are out of play. Often it's a good way to stay warm if you aren't actually playing, so.
Yeah, and it takes a good amount of skill to know, like, you know, where am I going to get that ball to, especially when there's fewer numbers. Someone's going to make a throw, you can hold on to it as long as you want, but getting it to them in time and getting it to where it needs to be. One of the more frustrating things is when someone tries to shag a ball and, you know, they roll it over to the other side because they roll it to you and you're halfway up the court. So a good shagger is worth their weight in gold.
Yeah, or if they, good counter attempts.
And they hit him.
There's, yeah.
Big shot.
Kong's throw finally doing some damage there, knocking out Dedmon Kahiwi.
Good pressure there by the center for New Zealand.
Yeah.
Okay.
We are on to sudden death. 5-5. And so this one is for all the marbles.
Oh no, it's 6-5.
6-5.
Five to five in terms of score.
Yeah.
There's 6 players left for Hong Kong,
That's
5 left for New Zealand. I am sorry about that.
Confusing amounts of numbers.
Okay, winner of this will take the match. This is a big one. This is going to be this is really where their mental fortitude is going to come into play here. This game means the most.
Whoa.
This is the series.
Great
Big catch by number 11.
Yeah, that is Matthew Kong just squaring up to that ball. Oh, we have a disturbance ball.
And another water bottle. Who's throwing these water bottles?
Maybe
Cut
got
it out.
knocked in somehow, perhaps.
People need to recycle.
Yeah, after the refs blow the whistle, the teams are supposed to start from the back line and wait till the refs indicate that it's time to go again.
A little discussion going on with the refs right now. Nick Factorin, head ref for this game. Also a top player. Big shout out to him.
Yeah.
He does a lot of great work refereeing.
I believe he was one of the players invited to the USA tryouts, right?
I think so. Sounds right.
He's top notch. Good back and forth. There we see another one missing, another
close
high
one.
shot.
2 players stacked up in front of each other and almost hit both of them.
Yeah, dangerous positioning, but Hong Kong getting away with it.
They keep getting away with this.
And there we see Hutton knocked out. Hong Kong with the player advantage, looking to clinch this match and take the W.
Big connection there by Kong.
Yeah.
the no ball pump fake.
And that ball bouncing before it found Coffee, who was vulnerable.
I hate when I get connected with before Coffee.
Yeah. It's not your finest moment, probably.
5 balls for New Zealand. Let's see what they can do with it.
And that hit off Loon popped up way out of range for anybody to go for the catch, and now New Zealand bringing it back. Ooh, Hinson making a risky jump that involved turning away.
Ooh, tries to get him, stays safe. Counter shot connects. 1 player left for New Zealand.
Yeah, so their hopes. Was that an under the leg windmill?
I don't know. That's Farger though, right? It's got to be. He's throwing the windmill.
Yeah, his has looked really dangerous. He's also made a couple of catches that have been pretty impressive.
Remember, this is no block too, so it's harder to stay alive.
He's willing to get rid of his last ball there. Hinson thought he connected, but
Oh, he did. Okay, refs call him out.
I think Hinson thought he made the hit as well, but it doesn't seem that way.
No, I don't think he did. No, it hit the ground first before it hit him, but
Farger throwing that second ball again, missing with both. But Hong Kong not in a position to retaliate.
3 players left for Hong Kong. Farger came back before from a 4-on-1, so he's not on, he's used to this situation, but now it's no block. Staying alive, getting small.
Yeah, doing a good job of staying low, but still squared up to the incoming shots so that if one was on target, he'd at least have a chance to catch it. And now he's going low. Good lateral moves from the Hong Kong players. Aerial dodge as well. Once again, not able to counterattack. They don't have the balls in hand to take those charging counters that Hong Kong was showing us earlier in the tournament.
He does have an overhand.
Yeah, still close calls, but Farger in it and making the Hong Kong players worried enough as he winds up to take his counters.
Yeah, he's getting small. He's staying safe. Not letting them. Hong Kong's very good at just pushing that line very quickly, putting a lot of pressure on, and he's taking shots from a safe distance.
Yeah. And now the count on New Zealand. Farger up. Oh, good athletic dodge. They bait him to the ground, but decide not to take it right away. And now the throw from Farger's knees. He misses, but they miss him too.
Yeah. Once again, doesn't matter if you how hard you hit him or how dead center you hit them. You just want to glance them. That's the same out either way. Farger staying alive, making some great moves, throwing himself to the ground.
Yeah, it's often better to put that ball a little bit outside the target. Oh, and I think he connected with Chow there.
He's just made this a lot easier.
Yeah, 2-on-1 still definitely an advantage for Hong Kong, but they have to actually use their numbers and hit the target here. Farger is accurate. Ooh, 2 balls missing.
Once again, this is no block as well, so they can't hide behind those balls. Farger's doing a good job of looking for those catches. And he connects. He brings it down to a one-on-one.
Yeah, long hit out there, and now it's just Clarence Hui.
Let's see what he can do. Both of them make the same dodge.
And Farger.
Refs are going to talk here.
I think Farger thought he may have hit.
I think they both thought they hit.
Some sort of square-related gesture being made by the New Zealanders.
Okay. I think they were saying they both connected, maybe?
Perhaps.
So goes back to play on.
If it is the case that both players were hit, if the refs can clearly Jeffrey, he's being lifted up. I think he earned it.
Oh my God, by Norris too. Norris was the one that came back with him earlier from the 6-2.
Yeah, New Zealand showing a lot of poise on those matches where they were down, sometimes 2-on-6 player-wise.
6-5.
Yeah, and Farger, they're converting. I think that was another 1-on-4 for him.
Yeah, that was 1-on-4 that he brought it back from. Great work by Farger.
Yeah, a lot of great throws and a lot of good evasion, but also just a really good ability to stay calm and wait for the right chances. Didn't get too aggressive. Even though he let go of that second ball fairly often, it was when Hong Kong wasn't in a position to charge him and make him pay for holding no balls. So
yeah, you're also in that no block situation. It's harder to stay safe.
Yeah.
That was a great comeback.
Yeah, the first lead of the match for New Zealand comes after sudden death, and so they take the win over Hong Kong.
What a beautiful play by both teams. Hong Kong showing how to put pressure on a team, put you on the back foot, and then there's New Zealand, who you get to the end game and they're not going to give you anything. 2 or 3 times they came back from being down severely and coming back to win it. They play that end game so well.
Yeah, we saw New Zealand had quite a few players who, while in that position, were not afraid to just stay in the game, keep their heads in it, and execute on plays that let them challenge for the win and sometimes take the win, because New Zealand would not have won that match if it weren't for a couple of very poised comebacks from big player disadvantages. So huge ups to them.
New Zealand, what a match. That was absolutely beautiful work by them. Both teams, though, that whole match was back and forth, back and forth.
Yep.
Both teams did a great job.
Good, so.
Yeah, oh yeah. I
certainly for the audience at home, I would hope that they expect, good close matches as often as possible.
That was so much fun.